Hi everybody, I'm Ann Kilkenny from Providence Public Library, and today we're going to talk about starting seeds inside to enjoy vegetables and flowers later on in the summer. Welcome to my garage. It's raining outside, so we're going to do this inside, and I'm going to tip the camera down so you can see my countertop over here, and we can get started. All right, let's see if we can get you a view of what's happening down here. All righty. So one of the things I want to talk to you about is using recyclables as plant containers, as seed starters. So this is, you guessed it, a styrofoam egg carton. Well, styrofoam, you can't even recycle that. And it lives in the landfill forever. So we don't want this to go in the landfill. We don't want this to go in the trash. So let's use it for something else. So we're going to plant some seeds in it. I poked holes in the bottom because there needs to be drainage. When you water them, the water has to be able to get out. Otherwise, the plants will just rot because the soil is too wet. So that's one kind of recyclable. Maybe you bought plants at the garden center last year, and you say you have some of the containers lying around. Well, these are great, right? Lots of room for roots to grow, and you can plant them right in the garden from here. Or maybe you like muffins or cupcakes. Well, that's not what I have in here right now, but this makes a great container for starting seeds. It's like a ready-made greenhouse. So in this one, just like we did with the egg carton, I poked some holes in the bottom with a pair of scissors. Actually, I think I used a screwdriver, but and then I have some dirt. Now, if you were lucky enough to grab one of our bags from the library, or if you haven't, head on over. We have some seed starting DIY kits where you can get some vegetable seeds, courtesy of the URI Master Gardeners, and a small bag of soil. So what I've done is taken some soil. This is special seed starting soil, but any kind of peat-free soil is good. And I put a little water in it so that it's nice and damp. And then I put some in each of the 6 holes where the muffins were. Now, different kinds of plants, different kinds of seeds, different kinds of needs. So there are some seeds and plants that don't mind the cooler weather that we have in New England in the springtime. So in the next couple of weeks, if we don't have any really hard, any frosty nights planned, things like sugar snap peas and lettuce, they don't mind. In fact, they really like the cooler weather. And if you look on the back of your seed packet, it'll tell you that you can plant it in full sun in early spring and in late summer for a second crop if you want to. It's because, again, they like the cooler weather of early spring and the cooler nights that come in late summer. Same for lettuce, right? So those you don't even have to start inside. You could just grab a container. Maybe you've got a yogurt container. You could put some lettuce seeds in that. Maybe you've got some flower pots. Be creative. You don't have to have a garden bed in order to plant seeds and grow your own vegetables. But sun is important, so find a sunny spot, even if it's just a corner. Then there are seeds that we can plant outside around Memorial Day when it's warm enough, but we don't have to start them inside. Things like sunflowers, really fun to grow, and they're great for pollinators. Birds love them, the bees love them, butterflies and moths love them. They're really good for wildlife. Summer squash, zucchini, green zucchini, and peppers. These happen to be red and yellow long peppers or banana peppers. So those you don't have to start inside. But some of our favorites need that extra long growing season. Tomatoes, watermelon. These the seed packet tells you that they want you to start in a warm, well-lighted area 6 to 8 weeks before you plant them outside. So these guys need a head start. That was the tomato packet I was reading. They need a head start in order to have enough time to give us tomatoes so we can enjoy them. Because in New England and in Rhode Island, it's cold for a while, and our growing season for some of these vegetables is shorter because they need such warm temperatures and such a lot of sunshine. So some seeds, I don't know, can you see them? Are very small. These are the tomato seeds. And if you think about the seeds that you find in a tomato, they are very small. So these, when we put them in the soil, we're just going to press them into the top. We really hardly even cover them over with soil because we want them to have enough energy to get up through the soil, right? If it were a big seed, like, here, let's take a look at the watermelon seeds. All right, hold on a second. Oh yeah, see? You recognize these from eating your watermelon and see how much bigger they are. These, if you can see, we're gonna press down into the dirt, not too far, and then just cover it over. And put 2 or 3 in, because later on, when they've sprouted and they get their first set of true leaves, the leaves that aren't the little ones that push them up through the ground, but the ones that actually will help them grow into plants. Once they get those leaves, we're going to pick the strongest one and we're going to keep that one. So you can plant more than one seed because not every seed germinates. That's what it means when it sprouts, right? It germinates. So now we've got our seeds in here. Our soil is nice and damp, not soaking wet, but nice and damp. And this is great. It's like I said, a ready-made greenhouse. I snap it shut, and now that will help keep the dampness inside. Now seeds have to be warm. That's the whole reason that we're planting them inside. So they need to be warm. So I can't keep them out here in the garage. I'm going to take them in the house, and I'm actually going to put them near a heater so they're warm. That will help them germinate or sprout faster. And once they sprout, then they'll like some bright light. It doesn't have to be, really intense sunshine, especially right at the beginning, but they will want some sunshine. And then once they get tall enough, once they get, in another 6 to 8 weeks when it's looking like it's time to put them outside, you're going to want to do something which is called harden them off. And that means that they need to spend some time outside every day. They have to get used to being out in the wind and the sunshine and everything. So once they get tall enough, this whole top, I'll just cut it right off. And, when they get to be this tall, I'll just cut it right off and they'll grow taller. I'll keep just my strongest ones. And then when it's warm enough outside and I'm going to get ready to put them outside, you want to be sure to harden them off so that they're used to being outside and there's not a big shock. So, like I said, you can also you could transfer your smaller sprouts, your smaller tomato sprouts into these. Gives them lots more room to grow, and then by the time it's ready to harden them off and put them out, they're nice and big, their roots are deep and strong, and you can just pull them out, plop them right in the ground. Egg cartons make also great things to sprout. They won't be able to live in here too long because this isn't very deep, so this might be a good match for this, right? Start them in here, and then move them, put some soil in here, and move them into here. Recycling. You can use toilet paper rolls. You can use yogurt containers. Just be sure there's some drainage. Be creative and check online. Lots of people have been experimenting with it over the last year, creating interesting ways to grow their vegetables and fruit. So I hope this helped. Any questions? Give us a call at the library and get growing. Bye for now.